Hello everyone and welcome to another wonderful game that never actually happened. It's more of a demonstration of what will happen if you do certain forbidden things in chess, like grabbing a poison pawn. It's Mr. Hoodie Guy versus a random non-playable character. That's why I'm wearing the really big hoodie, since we have two hoodie guys. Hope you guys are doing that as well, or you can just wear two regular hoodies. That's also fine. Now it's not very long. It's actually a constructed game that lasts 12 moves, but in those 12 moves you guys will have to pause the video moments, and in those 12 moves you will learn a lot of theory about the Berlin defense, if you guys play it. If you don't, then even better. So let's dive straight into it and see what this is all about. So Mr. Hoodie Guy opens with e4, and we have e5 by Mr. NPC, going for a nice symmetrical structure. Knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to b5. The Ruy Lopez is on the board, and like we said, knight to f6, the Berlin defense. And you've seen this many times in the world, on this channel, pretty much everywhere, as it's the favorite of many top grandmasters, and it's very, very solid. We have castles by white, knight captures on e4 by Mr. NPC. This is the Rio Gambit accepted. We have d4, and now if you ever saw this position in a real game, where, for example, grandmasters are playing, knight to d6 will be played like 99.9% of the times, as this is the strongest move recommended by the engine. Players might also use bishop to e7 or a6 if it's maybe a non-serious game, if it's a blitz game or something like that, maybe try and throw white off guard, maybe get him out of his preparation. But knight to d6 is the standard idea here. However, you probably saw this a lot of times, and you always wonder, but what happens if black just gets greedy and captures this d4 pawn? Well, this is exactly what you will learn in this video. So if e captures on d4, which is a reply that you might encounter online, someone plays the Berlin defense, you offer this pawn, and they grab it. So now you have to punish black somehow. So white will play rook to e1. Now you are threatening to capture the knight, and of course the knight cannot move. The knight is pinned, the king is on e8. d5, defending the knight, and now, okay, luckily you don't have a d3 pawn, so you don't win the knight right away, or rather black doesn't lose a piece right away. And here you want to play knight captures on d4 and continue your attack. You will put a lot of pressure on the c6 square, and so on. However, queen captures on d4 is not as strong as knight captures, but it's much trickier, and this is one of the things that could happen, and why you guys suggested this. For example, a6, we attack the bishop here, and now if the bishop moves, for example, anywhere along this diagonal, we can just capture the queen. So of course we can't do that. We have to capture on c6. So bishop captures on c6 with check, b captures, and now comes knight to g5. Here, white is just going full barbarian mode. You could also just continue development or go bishop to g5, but knight to g5 is the tricky idea here that you guys will enjoy the most. And now black needs to play a nice developing move like bishop to e6, and the game continues. Nothing out of the ordinary happening here, where white will have the option of either capturing on e6 or grabbing the e4 knight and then grabbing also the pawn, putting pressure on c6. So it's equal material. Black has a damaged pawn structure here. It's a doubled c pawn and an isolated a pawn, but black does have the bishop pair. So all in all, white shouldn't really have anything here. However, in this constructed game, queen to f6 was played, and it seems like a really good idea. We force a queen trade, we go into the endgame, and indeed, if white plays queen captures on f6, that will be the case. However, white had something else in mind here, so feel free to pause the video and try to find the absolute crushing move for white while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting this idea, and for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is knight captures on e4. And that's the good stuff. So congratulations to everyone who spotted this. Of course, you all see that now, after knight captures on e4, black can just resign. The game is over. And you see that, of course, if the queen is captured, queen captures queen on d4, we're going to play knight to f6 with check. And this is now a double check with a discovery from the rook on e1. This is covered by the knight, this is covered by the knight, this is covered by the rook. So the only square is king to d8. And now, of course, we deliver rook to e8 with checkmate. checkmate. So obviously the queen cannot be accepted. So if the queen cannot be accepted after knight captures on e4, our only option is d captures on e4. In this constructed game that I received, the game ended with this checkmate. Queen captured on d4, and that's it. Okay, black gets checkmated. But it's even nicer that even if black plays d captures on e4, black is still completely lost, but it's not as easy to spot as this sort of a queen offering. Because after queen captures on e4 with check, what does black play? If you block with the bishop, then we simply capture here on the c6 square. If you play queen to e6, that's also pretty bad. Just queen captures on c6 check, and now you just resign, as now the queen is also pinned. You cannot capture. So bishop to e7 can be played, and now there is one move that again wins the game on the spot for white, which I think is even more impressive than the one that we've seen. So again, feel free to pause the video here and try to find this crushing idea while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on deflecting the queen from the defense of the c6 pawn. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is bishop to g5. That's, again, that's just the good stuff. And now there is nothing black can do here. If you move the queen, then we have a triple attack on the bishop on e7, and we just start grabbing material. And of course, if the bishop is accepted, now the queen no longer guards the c6 pawn. Queen captures on c6, and after king to d8, we just play queen captures on a8, and that's it. Now, of course, white is completely winning. You're not just up in material, but also the bishop cannot move. There's no way for the rook to get into the game. And after a few moves are made, let's say bishop to d6, knight to c3, and let's say queen h4, threatening checkmate, we simply kick away the queen, and after queen b4, rook d1, and that's it. Of course, black cannot survive this. It's only a matter of time before the position just crumbles. So really, really impressive stuff, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. So if you play the Berlin defense, remember, after white plays this d4 move, the Rio Gambit accepted variation, never play e captures on d4. So you have to play knight to d6 like the Grandmasters do. It's not just that they are showing off, it's actually the strongest move. So this is what you have to play if you are a Berlin defense player, and then you will have a very, very enjoyable game. But if you encounter e captures on d4, know that you are on the verge of achieving a great victory, and your opponent did not study the Berlin properly or watch this video. So yeah, that's the constructed game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Two shorter videos, and I'm also planning another shorter video before the start of the big tournament tomorrow, as then we are gonna cover that tournament for like maybe 10 days. So you know, a nice few relaxing short ones. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank David Kimura, John Guilfoyle, Dominic Novielli, Adam Rosenberg, and Francis Eyre for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions, such as this one, and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.